So welcome to Motivated to the Max. I am your host. I'm your boy Daryl Tisdale, aka Daryl to Motivate, aka whatever you want to call it. D this keeping it moving. Well, thank you. Me and my wife we're going back and forth. She's out, she's out taking care of her stuff for work and everything. And so we're just sitting right here laughing and doing what we need to do on the day. But yeah, so all glory to God. I'm praying, hoping that you guys are doing well. Podcast world, welcome. Please, guys, and make sure to share on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. You guys know what to do. Share as well. And so, before we do anything, I gotta go over the house rules. And then, rule number 1, we come in here hot, honest, open, and transparent. Rule number 2, we come in here lit as well. Lit means living in thankfulness. All right. And then rule number 3, be yourself. It is okay to be yourself. Don't ever let nobody tell you that you need to change your heart on the way that you are. No, you need to learn how to be yourself. All right. And then also the last and final rule that we have going on here as well, it is called the 10-second rule, from where we have this moment to have that detox moment for anything that's trying to stop you from doing the things or what God has called for you to do. We call this the 10-second count out, the detox, from where we detox, get rid of all that bad negative vibe stuff that's going on with us right now, and then we use that to take our breather, and then when you take that breather, then you breathe it in and do life for you. All right, here go that 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we just cast that thing on out, let it be in the sea of forgiveness. Look, I don't want nobody to go in that sea of forgetting and try to fish out any of the stuff that I had going on and everything. So now it's okay to have that breather, because everybody needs a breather in their life. So I pray and hope all you guys are doing well. I am doing okay. I'm not, like I said, we come in here honest, open, and transparent. We come in here hot. I am doing okay. Had some stuff that went down on yesterday, and it really had me at a place from where I really had to the motivator really couldn't even get his own self motivated. I had to just sit there and just, hold up, I'm missing my, oh, there you go. I said the motivator had to sit right there and just be like, oh my goodness, what in the world? If it ain't one thing, then it was another. If it ain't this right here, then it was that. What's going on? And so I was like, oh my God. I said, somebody better help me, better do something quick. But all glory to God. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Well, I can't even say I'm doing great. I'm pushing through. And so today on Motivated to the Max, I was coming on here and saying it is okay from where you have to take that moment. Because everybody cannot be the one be like, you know what, I'm gonna, I'm just gonna push through because I gotta do this right here, I gotta do that, and I gotta press through and everything like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I was that person that had to do that, and just be like, I gotta be okay for here at home, for my wife. I had to be the one that's okay, to try to keep everything together and everything like that. But man, how many of you guys know sometimes it's okay to have that moment just when that you can get yourself together? And so it's kind of interesting from how I'm doing this episode on today, because it was I'm be honest with you, I was going to put on another shirt, but the shirt I was going to put on, wifey took it. She took the shirt. I said, I was going to put that shirt on. Actually, I said, how I won't put that shirt on today? She said, nope, you can't wear this shirt right here. She said, you need to wear, no, you wear this shirt right here. So the shirt that I have on right here, and it's a comic book character, shirt. That's the comic book character shirt. I like it. because I got this on Christmas. And so whenever that I was looking at the shirt, and you know, I was getting myself situated for this morning to get ready to come on live and get everything together and everything like that. I was looking at the shirt, and you know, and I was like reading through like the comics and everything like that. You know, like you in your darkest hour, you know that moment from when you have like in your darkest hour and everything. Like yo, like it's like you gotta like, and when you feel like you're about to lose hope, when you about to lose like there's nothing else that you can do and everything, and then like all of a sudden, you know, they were saying in here like, then you need to call on like the comic book characters that was on here. And so I was looking at the shirt and everything, you know, I was looking at the shirt and reading over it and everything. And so it was also saying, it was like, it was letting me, when I was actually like reading the shirt, God was actually letting me see, it was like, sometimes like you have to, like sometimes you have to let your, like you have to have that moment for where that you have to call on that superhero. For us, it's like was call on God. It was a call on God, calling that superhero and everything for on what was going on and everything like that. I said I ain't even gonna front, like I didn't know like who to talk to. And so like I was talking with my wife about, you know, stuff on like what was going on and everything like that, and it felt like I was about to crack. Like I tell you, like, man, we keep it hot, honest, open, and transparent. Cause how many you gotta know? Sometimes the motivator need to be honest with you so he can be able to help somebody to motivate. And so then I'm sitting, you know, I'm going through for what I'm going through. I'm talking with my wife, you know. Then the stuff of what we were going through together and everything, and it was on top of like whatever that I was going through and everything like that. It just seemed like everything was just like freaking going haywire. It was like everything was just out of control. It was just like nothing was going on, you know, like nothing was going to get done and everything. It was just like I was about to have the moment. I was like, you know what, like bump it, you know, like it is what it is. But then, you know, had a conversation with certain people, and you know, and then you know they had I said what we had last night was a family powwow. I don't know what I mean. It was just a late night, butt dialing call. That's you had to be in there to understand where it comes from. People that's on here, they understand. And so, you know, we was all having that moment for where, you know, that we was laughing, we was talking, we was able to get some things out and everything, but then we was able to have that moment. And so then, you know, we was listening to the 3000, you know, Rehab Room 3000. It's on Facebook. Everybody go check it out and, you know, say that, hey, see that Daryl Motivated to the Max sent you to come in and listen to the Rehab Room 3000 with Pastor Brandon Rojas. And so, you know, we were listening to 3000 and everything for what we were talking about on there. Y'all thought we were going to tell you everything. Nope, you got to come in and find out. And so, you know, so then like, then like my wife was talking, she was getting ready to go do what she was about to go do today. And so then, you know, she was like, hey, well, put this shirt on, you know, hey, wear this shirt and everything for when you do the live and everything like that. And so, like I said, I was looking at this shirt. And so, you know, it was like, you know, I was like reading like the whole comic book, because this is why I tell you, like, when that you got that right one for there, for where my wife knows that I love to read comic books. Like, my favorite comic book was the X-Men. I mean, I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of X-Men comic books in this apartment, right, in this place right now. And so, it was a much needed look. Exactly. And so, I was looking at this shirt, and, you know, I was like reading over it. You know, I was reading over everything, you know, and everything like that. And so, and then I was like, wow. I said, then like, it was like really making me think. I said, it's like, it would make me think about from where I was like, reading a comic book, or I was watching like a certain, like, you know, like a certain show, you know, like Batman or The Flash or whatever like that. In that darkest hour, you know, it's like whenever that you feel like hope is lost and everything, like, then that's where that you call on, you know, like you call on that superhero and everything to help shine a light and everything. And I was sitting right there, you know, I was looking at that, and I was like, man, I said, this thing we really had something like that with a comic book character and everything, you know, like with the comic book character, and all of a sudden they come in, you know, with the, you know, like in the Avengers, and you know, like with Iron Man, and you know, and everybody like that, and then everything just like, you know, we're like, oh, everything's gonna be alright because, you know, they showed up, they come to my aid and everything like that. And so then when I was sitting out there, like, man, like, you know, I was like, yo, I said that would be kind of dope and everything. And then I was like, and then I was sitting there and I was like, but wait a minute. I already have somebody like the comic book character that he may not go in there and start going to blow stuff up and going in there and, you know, shooting lasers out their eyes or, you know, or doing any of that. I said, but I do have a superhero like that. I do have like that comic. I do have like a comic book character like that, but it's not a comic book. It's God. And so like the more and more I was sitting right here, you know, I was going over this and everything like that, and then it was making me think. I said like, yo, like during the times when I'm sitting right here thinking that it was my darkest hour and everything like that, and it made me go back from where every time I feel like things was lost, where every time I feel like I done lost everything, that I didn't deserve anything or whatsoever, you know, anything whatsoever, and God, and you know, it was allowing me to sit there and think, it was allowing me to sit there and to be like, you know what, but God. But then, you know, I was able to allow God to step in. I was able to allow God. I was willing to open up my heart, open up my mind, and everything to allow God to be my superhero. To be, you know, I was allowing God to come in and to be like my Cyclops or Gambit from the X-Men. I was allowing God to be able to come in and be Captain America or Batman. You know, like, that's my favorite character, is Batman and everything like that. I said, yo, when I allow God to actually come in, yeah, dealing with the great loss, but God, that was like, you felt like the most darkest hour, but you know what? But whenever we allow God to step in and we allow God, man, when you allow God to actually be your Alpha and Omega, when you allow God to be Abba, when you allow God to be your everything, that darkest hour that you feel that you're going through, like everything, like it feels like everything is impossible to happen. But God, when you allow God to be the light. So like I said, like I was saying, man, like I put on a shirt that got like a comic book strip. And so as those y'all that remember like the earlier like Motivated to the Max and everything, excuse me, before podcasts and everything like that, every time I did a live, I always had like some type of like comic book shirt on me or what like that. And so I had one where they had the Silver Surfer, I done had the Green Lantern, I done had Batman, I done had Spider-Man, Iron Man, I had them all. I had all these comic book shirts and everything like that. But then when I actually was allowing God to be that beginning for me, to be that light for me. So, you know, you know, in the darkest hour, whenever that you feel hope is lost and everything like that, but then like boom, you call on like these superheroes to come in and to take action and to save you and everything. How many of us is allowing God to be that superhero for us? Can you know every time that you done seen like some type of show and everything, like I remember when I was young when I used to watch He-Man. And after every episode of He-Man, it always came with a lesson. Well, okay, well, in today's episode, you learned that so-and-so done did this right here, and so-and-so done did that right here, and everything like that. And so, like, from what you need to learn from today's episode, or well, like this, you need to learn how to not open up the door for a stranger, or you need to learn how to don't be treating other people wrong or anything like that. Yo, how many of us done sat right there and talk about, man, like I wish I had like that superhero moment and everything like that. But then the same time, like you gotta be willing to take the lesson and be willing to take in the lesson as well. Everything's not going to be, as my wife likes to say, everything's not going to be peachy. You're going to have no moments from where that, you're going to have like that tough moment from where that you like, man, when you feel like all hope is lost and everything. Yo, I'm here to tell you right now, yo, like everything is not lost. God is still with us. You have to be, but you have to be willing to learn, to learn from the defeat or learn from the loss and everything, so then you will be able to, so you'll be able to process and to keep on going. And then, you know, what make it so interesting sometimes, like, you know, we always say, like, well, you know, like, well, I don't, you know, that we can't lose, we can't do this, you know, we can't do that and everything like that. I know this might sound totally crazy to some people, but you know what? Sometimes I have to take a loss so I can be able to learn something new to have a new winning season. All right, cool. Just like in basketball. So, like with the Lakers, I just finished watching highlights from the Lakers, from Anthony Davis coming back into the game and everything. From where, but sometimes, that you have to, you have like this win streak. And then, you keep winning. Matter of fact, I don't even want to use the Lakers. Let me use the Phoenix Suns or Golden State Warriors. For where, when, with Curry and them, they kept on winning. They kept on winning. They had like this amazing win streak and everything. Sometimes, man, you have this big old win streak on what's going on and everything, then you get cocky, then you like, you know what, we don't need nothing. Everything's locked down, everything's legit and everything like that. But then in that same token, you maybe keep on winning and everything like that, but your opponent is saying, you know what, we got to figure out how we need to stop Curry. We got to figure out how we need to stop Klay Thompson. We got to figure out how to mess up their whole offense for where it look like they don't know what they're doing. And then, and sometimes that's how the way that we have to be dealing, dealing with the enemy and everything. Like, it's like, God is like the greatest coach of all time. God is the GOAT. All right? God's the GOAT. He's always going to give you that magnificent play and everything like that. But, sometimes the coach will sit right there and say, look, you need to go ahead and follow this plan right here, and you need to do this right here. And then, but some of them would be so hard-headed, like, you know what, I don't want to do that. I'm going to go do this right here because I want to shine. I want to be able to let everybody know that I can play the game. I want to let everybody know that I can do this right here and everything like that. So then guess what? Your coach will let you sit right there and say, you know what? Since you want to do what you want to do and everything like that, I'm going to let you go ahead and do this. I said, guess what? You're going to, like, whenever that you lose and everything like that, I'll still be right here whenever that you're ready to be coached again. Just like one time, me and my wife were talking about some college basketball kids one time. I think like whenever we was we was in our marriage real good. We were talking about Kentucky. In college basketball, we were talking about Kentucky all the time. Like, man, like, and then we also like, my wife was like, man, she couldn't stand like John Wall and everything whenever they was in Kentucky and everything like that. I said, but then you know what? I said, look, hey, they got the skills and everything like that. I said, but then when they get to that new place and everything like that, they have to be willing to learn new techniques to be able to win. To be able to win the next game, you gotta know a new technique. Or from when and so why you think they always had to go back to the replay? So don't always think it was like, well, we're always gonna win. I said, so I might have to take this small defeat right here so I can go back, look at the replay and see what I done messed up at and everything. So then I know what adjustment, what things that I need to make. So when I go into the next thing, I'll be able to win the next game. Or to be able to keep myself more dominant. Because they say, oh man, they play a perfect game and everything. The coach, I will find like, look, it may seem like we did a perfect game, but then somewhere along the line that we done messed up somewhere. And so we need to tighten up these things so whatever that vulnerable spot will not be shown from where it can take us out. So I just be like, man. And so like the conversation I had yesterday, in the comment on what was, on what was text to me and everything, it really made me think, I had to be able to take this loss to be able to gain something from this loss. And that thing stuck to me. It was like, But you know, like I don't, and then like, and I ain't gonna front. I'm being hot. I'm keeping it honest, open, and transparent. I did not want to front. I said, yo, I don't want to lose. I hate losing. I don't like to lose. But then whenever that the person who was talking to me, I ain't ashamed. When Pastor Omar was talking to me, and he said what he said to me, and then maybe something like that, and it made me think. And I was like, whoa, okay. I said, like, yo, like, whenever like we lose something, I have to be like, I have to learn from, you know, I'm learning from the loss because for me to be able to gain something out of this thing. I'm gaining from a loss. So I'm like, like what in the world? That's just like in sports and stuff. Sometimes, like I never was pretty cool with a team trying to go undefeated in a season. It was like some of the sports games said, oh, and you know they're going for the all-time. They're trying to win everything like an undefeated record and everything like that. But then for somewhere along the line, that undefeated record gets messed up either like in a semifinal game, a championship game, or whatever. They lose at that highest moment from where they was like, man, like, and then all of a sudden they gotta wait until next season to figure out what went wrong and everything, but then was gonna make it more hard for them for when they had to wait till like the next season to figure out everything for what they messed up. Everybody that was, let's say, what if everybody that was on the team that last season doesn't come back next season? So then guess what? They're gonna start all over again. They may not ever see that undefeated season come up. And so that's how, like, with me, I said, you know what? Everybody said, oh, man, you know, they're a good team. You know, they're a good team and everything like that. Like, I ain't going front. I'm a Duke fan. And I know everybody about to clown me for saying, dude, you a Duke fan. Like, shame on you. You know, I get that part. Whatever. So, but in the same token, it's sometimes for why I say, you know what? They need to take that L. And my wife be looking at me. And then sometimes my wife regrets. She said, yeah, they need to take that loss. I said they may have like the best team in the nation, or what they may need the best team in the nation and everything like that. She said, but then guess what? I said, but guess what? They need to have a reality check. Even though everybody hyping you up, talking about you the best team in the nation and everything like that. I said, but you still have something to learn. Don't you know from whenever, man, okay, guys. Don't you know whenever that you trying to be like the best team in the nation, like you the best team in the nation, you have a target on your back. You have a target on your back just for you trying to be the best team in the nation. You're trying to be like the number one team in the nation. So then guess what? You got a target on your back. So guess what everybody else is doing while you high up in the cloud that you're like the number one team in the nation and everything like that. Guess what everybody doing? They're learning new techniques and say, okay, when we meet this team right here, how can we defeat this team right here? Because somebody must have a weakness from where we can use that weakness to our advantage. But then guess what great teams always do? They always find when they say, yo, we got to tighten this up. We have to do this right here. Yeah. Yeah. So like, yo, like you have a target, like you're like, okay, cool. We have a target on our back. And you know, making so fun with like some, and then like just like from last weekend, from watching football, like from the last week in the world like that. Some of the teams that everybody was expecting said, oh, okay, cool, that's a cakewalk, they gonna win or world like that. Man, shoot, them teams lost. I was like watching football, you know, I was like watching the scores of world like that, and I was like, whoa, I was not expecting Green Bay to lose that game, or I was not expecting Tampa Bay to be out. Like, whoa, like, oh, hold up. But then, you know, some people said, oh, they had injuries. Yeah, and like with Dallas. Oh, yeah, you know, they look great all season and everything like that. But then guess what? The other team that was up under the radar, that they did not even like really pay attention to. They was like, oh, okay, then cool. Since I am in like stealth mode, I'm in ninja mode. We can go in, figure out and look at the techniques and stuff on what we need to do, so then we can take out this team. So then it can be like, hey, you can't fall. And so I'm like, man, like football. Like I was like, wow, I was not expecting this game. I definitely wasn't expecting this. I said, what in the world? And just like I was laughing with my wife watching basketball. Like I was watching highlights from the LA Clippers game. These guys were down by 35 points. Damn. They were down 35 points. And all of a sudden, like it was the last like 20 seconds, 10 or 18 seconds left in the game. And so like they made the score from where they was down by like 7. So, when the dude from the Clippers, like, he hit the shot, it was a 3. Bam, they was down, then they was down by 3. They was down by 4. After he hit the shot, they were down by 4. So then, they played defense and everything for where they was able to get the ball back, Swiss soccer, it was like delay a game, something like that. And then all of a sudden, then, bam, it was like 7 seconds left in the game. The dude from the Clippers had the ball, and then like he just shot it up, but like he just shot it up, and he got fouled. In the process of him, when he was shooting the ball and he got fouled, the shot actually went in. So it was like, boom, he hit the 3, but he got fouled. So it was like, boom, he hit the 3, game was tied. If he hit this free throw right here, then we'll have the lead. And then boom, he hit the free throw. And so then everybody was like, yo, like, did this really just happen? Did they really just win the game by this? Like, they fully completed the comeback and won the game? And then most of them were saying like, oh man, they deserved it and everything like that. But then the other guy was saying like, yes, they deserve it and everything like that. But then in the same token way, like he said, the other team, they gave it away. They said they gave that game away. They had them. They gave it away. They lacked up on defense. They wasn't making their shots. They said, shoot, how you not make your free throws? And the game is still on the line. It was something from what I was watching with Eric Thomas and everything. And he was saying like, yo, whenever that you want to be the top motivator or you want to be the best person right here and you want to, you want to be that best person, like, yo, you gotta do the work. You have to outwork the people that's, for you to be better than them. You gotta do that. You gotta outdo the work. You gotta put in that grind. But when it's gonna be sometimes, whew, and then, it's one thing I said, God, you got to help me with this. It's gonna be something you got to be up before your competition is up to be able to get, some stuff done. And I was like, God, help me. And see, y'all is funny on here. Late post, yes, y'all made a Dookie. You know what? Y'all married a Dookie fan. You know what? That's my wife. Pray for her. so I was like, yo. And so it was like I was sitting here, and I was getting phone call, and then I was looking at the shirt and everything. Like I said, y'all was like, yo, to be able to gain some of the extra stuff, like yo, I had to take a loss to gain, to gain some things. Or I hear you. Sometimes I had to take like a certain loss to be able to get better to be able to gain a better access to where I need to be at. I may have to let this thing go right here to be able to have like a better access to where God needs for me to be at. Cause how many of you guys know sometimes like we could be holding on to something so much and be like, man, why I can't let this thing go right here. Man, think about like you went in the business or something like with your homeboy or your homegirl or whatever like that. And you know, say, nah, man, we're gonna be in business forever. We're gonna do this and we're gonna do that right here. But then all of a sudden, man, it's like, yo, it's like I have to, and then like, and you know, sometimes it be like a tough decision that you have to make. Say, yo, it's like we got to separate this partnership just whenever we could be able to go and do something bigger and better for ourselves. But then we just want to hold on to it. No, you know, we can work this out. We can do this right here. We can do this right here. But then, you know, sometimes maybe y'all like, you might have to let this thing go to be able to gain a more better access to where you need to be at. From where I was like, okay, cool. It's like, I was in here with my wife, Latasha. And she was always, you know, she was like, well, you know, we used to do this right here, such and such, you know, we used to do this right here. So it's like, yo, we did this at the school, at this place right here, and it was right here. I was sitting in the kitchen with her, and I wasn't trying to be funny, but then I being serious at the same time. I said, so like, what school? And then she looked at me and she was like, where I used to be at so-and-so school. Because I was like, you're not there anymore. You had to, man, it was like you had to let go of that old job to be in the position of the new job, what you got right now. And so then when she went, from when she had to go back to her old job to go get some stuff and everything like that, you know, the people that she was up under, they was giving her like great advice and everything like that. And then I would listen to the advice from what they was giving her. And they were saying like, yo, was like, you know how the way things going right now, don't do this and don't do that. Wait till this time right here and then put your own spin into it. Because from where you have like the great ideas and everything like that on what's going to make things on and popping and everything like that. He said, but then sometimes you have to wait for that right timing to be able to apply the new stuff for you to gain some access to the thing. He said, but you got to let go of the old first to be able to access the new. So then like now, yeah, you got to forward if you keep looking back, right? You can't go forward if you keep looking in your rear view. Exactly. Stop like looking behind. Look, and my wife will tell you, I used to be the one that used to look behind. Because the reason why I kept looking behind, like I said, I can keep it honest, open and transparent. The main reason why I kept looking behind and everything like that, because I was wondering about how everybody else was feeling about me trying to go do my own thing. Or like, well, you know, like I wonder how so and so think about if I do this right here, or I wonder how so and so will feel if I do this right here, and everything like that right here. And so then I had to get to the point from where like my sister Olivia was saying like, yo, like I can't keep looking back in the rear view. I said, yo, like I gotta keep on pressing for me. And my best friend till this day, he's one of the main one. He said, look. And you know, and I said we talk, and it ain't Jesus this and Jesus that. Sometimes we just talk. And he was like, yo, sometimes man, you can't be worrying about these sugar honey iced tea people back here in the background and everything. Yo, you need to handle your stuff. You need to you need to handle this thing right here. Look, don't worry about them back there. He said now it's kind of different. Somebody want to invest in you like that, and then you know they give you the resources, the money, and everything like that. Then you know it's okay to take some of the opinions on welcome the ones who's giving you the money. He said, but if they ain't help put anything in this thing, if they ain't look. He said honestly, and I don't know why some of us do this all the time. He said, I don't know why we worry about all these blank people and then they didn't put blank in this stuff. He said, why we need to worry about them? They ain't putting nothing in on this. He said, cool, I understand, they may be like a old close friend or, family member or whatever like that. He said, but if they ain't put nothing in this, they ain't got nothing to do with this. So why should you worry about what they say just because, like, look, because they're your family and everything like that? He said, okay, cool, tough love and everything like that. Family's not going to always follow the things of what you do. It's going to be time for where you're going to have to do what you're going to have to do, and your family going to have to do on what they have to do. I still love you. And just like he was letting me, I was listening to the song and I'm like chasing my destiny and everything like that. He said, bro, no offense, that's not the way you gotta be. Go chase your destiny, because your destiny is not their destiny. The will and power that you have for God is not their will and power that they have for God. He said, because if God's telling you to go do ABC, right? You go do ABC. But God's telling your family and friends over there to go do XYZ over here. He said, so what makes you think that your ABC is going to be able to come together with XYZ? He said, because if you really want to look at it and everything, ABC is at the beginning. XYZ is at the end. So, if you looking at like ABC, then you keep on going forward. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But then when you look at the people who got XYZ, guess what? Like, they're at the end of it. You can't, what you gonna do? You can't start on them and be like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. He said, yeah, sometimes they might be going backwards. Some people may be like, I've been had this, or, I've been had this success and everything like that. Well, you need to do what I do because I've been had this success and everything like that. But then guess what? Sometimes God had to make you go back, in the alphabets and everything like that to teach you on how to be humble with your stuff. But then, like with you at ABC, so God be like, okay, cool. You need to treat people, you need to treat people with respect. You need to be humble. Don't be so cocky about some things. You need to do this right here. Look, let me show you how to manage this thing right here. Let me show you how to manage business with your family and then also with God. So trouble, God's gonna be first. Then you need to have family, and then you need to have it. He say, look, people are different. So don't bend yourself back and get yourself all crazy, all worked up and everything, just because they're not going to go with your idea and everything like that. Because me and him, we always have a say, so we were like, man, so? I'm like, well, ninja sound like, and we use other words too. I mean, I ain't gonna front, we did. We'll say so. And I think that's why my wife be getting on me so she's like, Pat, you can't be like, well, so? I mean, and? What they gonna do? Did they put in on this? I mean, and that's how I am saying. Did they put in on this? Man, I see y'all comments. I really do. Like, people will distract you from your race because they don't know how to start their own. Exactly. And also sometimes as well, from wherever that you begin your race and everything like that, sometimes you gotta take that pit stop. Trust me. You know how many pit stops I already done took so far dealing with Team 10Cell in general? From where I was at this one pit stop thinking I was at a resort and everything. Things like, you know what? I can just not do this anymore. Take off my shoes, relax my feet, take off this stinking cap and be like, you know what, this, whatever happened. But then I had to learn how to get back in the race. Yo, don't come out y'all race. And I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything like that. So what if you gotta be like from the tortoise and the hare? So if you got to be the tortoise and take this thing slow in your race on what you're doing, then be the turtle. Go ahead and be the turtle. But sometimes it's gonna be a moment from where that from where God really need for you to be at, and it had to be like a right there, then you know, then you had to be like, okay, I gotta be from turtle, I gotta be like the head, I gotta get there. I can't wait. God took on. God said I need to get cool. So things looking crazy and stuff for you right now, like yo, don't drop out the race. Stay in the race. Man, I look at something, I look at racers, or I look at athletes and boxers and everything like that, and from where some of them have lost, they lost the race or they lost a match and everything like that. But then guess what? Just because they lost that one race or that one match and everything like that, they just be like, since I lost and everything, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Guess what they do? They went back, they did more training, they did more tests and everything like that to make sure that they got, make sure they was getting everything right. So for them to get ready for the next match and everything like that, and then they continued the race. And I was looking at something on Instagram. It was this morning, and it was talking like with the artist. I forgot the artist name. When I find out, I'll go back and I'll share it. But he was saying that, and the people asked him a question. They was like, because he was like a musician from Dallas. And he was like, yo, like, what are the things? He said, what were the things of what you had to do? He said, by you coming from, coming from Dallas, and, you doing music and everything like that, like, people is, like, calling up your name and say, yo, I want so-and-so to be here. I want them to do this right here. From where there's other people that was in the game, pretty much that was, like, almost better than him, but then they was like, but I want so-and-so right here. And he was saying, you know what? He said, you may not like the answer that I'm about to give. And so they was like, well, what are you talking, what are you talking about? Oh, he said, man, y'all may not like the answer that I'm about to give. He said, but I didn't give up. He said, I didn't give up. He said, yeah, I know some of the artists and stuff that you talking about, that they was up there in the game and everything, like, they was up there in the rap game and everything like that. He said, but then when they had that one bad moment, when they had like that one bad track, it didn't sell or it didn't do as great as they thought it would do or anything like that. They let that one moment happen and they quit. They gave it up. They said, you know what? I guess I'm not good enough to do this anymore. He said, but like with me, he said, I didn't give up. He said, he said, yeah, it was a couple times where people done rejected when I sent them in and said, nah, this not what we're looking for and everything like that. He said, so guess what? He said, yeah, I had a moment said, well, you know what? I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to give up and everything like that. But then he turned around. He said, but what really made me think about this whole thing and everything like that. He said, it was making me thinking and everything like that. He said, yo, if God's not going to quit on me, why should I quit? And when I was like, what? He said, yo, like, God ain't quitting on me. So why should I quit? I need to keep on going. I need to keep on pushing and everything like that. He said, so I didn't quit. He said, so when people didn't like the track I put down with, he said, guess what? I went back to the studio. I put down another track and everything like that. And then, I sent it back in too. I said, okay, we got, what you guys think about this track right here? He said, so then when it got to the point from where they was like, this is the direction that we want you, that we want you to go and everything like that. He said, once God was able to show him the direction that he needed to go, he said, now I can stay focused. I can go ahead and, he said, now I can stay in the race. I can stay in the race to be that best rap artist that I need to be. So, yo, stay in the race. Don't quit the race. Just like all my people that's on here right now, like, yo, I'm proud of all y'all that's on this live right now. I'm so proud of y'all because guess what? Y'all did not quit the race. Y'all still, you had your small moment. You had that moment for where, Look, even I have it. I had it one time when it's like, you know what? I just want to just not do this anymore. But then guess what? I couldn't quit. You know what make it so bad? What made me think about that thing too? Like I went into one of my memories from what I did back in old Motivated to the Max and everything like that, and I had one of my lives when the thing says failure and quitting was not an option, and I just be like, really, God? Like that's what we do now? Like you just gonna sit an old life that I did and everything like that? But you know what? But then that had to give me a reminder, so like, yo, I can't quit. I gotta keep going. Yes, things may look like HE double hockey stick, but I gotta keep going. I gotta keep pressing. I gotta keep on pushing in this moment when I feel like I really want to give up, but I still gotta keep on pressing. And then for my people that was on 3,000 on this morning and everything, it really made me think, so yo, what's really my intentions of me doing Motivated to the Max? What's really your real intentions on what you do? And I really had to sit there and be like, ooh. But then I was saying, like, y'all was like, for the stuff on what I'm going through right here, I know it may be somebody out there in a different nation or somewhere across the world who's probably going through the same thing for what I'm going through right now. So my testimony will be able to help that person. That is my intention, because I don't want nobody to go through the way that I went through. I'm just keeping it real. What's your real intention on doing this? Just like some of the business stuff of what me and my wife are in right now. And like whenever they say like, yo, what's your why of doing this? I said, one of my main reasons on why I started a certain business or what that, I said because I want to be helping assets for my family. I was like, yo, cause because like my family, we love to do like certain things. So, yo, this is what we do right here. Like, yo, if we can get this right here, get this right here, and you get this right, like, yo, we have like this whole little group, workmanship thing going on with that. But then I had to look at my main intentions from where Team Tisdale will always say like, yo, what was the reason for Team Tisdale? Like, what was our real intentions on doing what was our intentions on kicking it with Team Tisdale, Motivated to the Max, covering the conversation, extreme nutrition, Phoenix Destination, and I name everything for what we doing right now. And our main reason on why we want to do on what we was doing, our main reason will always come up, we wanted to be a help to somebody. Just like I was saying before, from doing kicking it with Team Tisdale and Motivated to the Max. At first, we was like, when we first came on the scene like that, we was like, yo, to be honest, we were like, yo, we were just doing this for laughs and jokes and giggles and kicks and everything. Because you know what? People were really cool about having something to laugh at every morning when we were starting to do it every morning. And then all of a sudden, the whole thing like shifted. I said, well, you know what, sis, this is helping them right here, and this helping them. Y'all like, I said, it felt great to me. So, well, you know what, for us doing this, it feels great to be a help to somebody. I didn't care about how many people that the views or everything for what I'm getting like for podcast. I didn't care about that. I said, yo, if this can help somebody. Because I know whenever I was young or like that, I wish I had somebody more like that when I was young. Something from what I know now, if I would have known back then or was able to have like that right role model or that motivational speaker like that in the very beginning, I think life would have been a little bit different right about now. I mean, I'm keeping it hot. But then it's like, y'all, like, I wouldn't want nobody to go through the same thing for what I went through. Just at the interview that my sister Portia that was doing on YouTube on yesterday, before I got the butt down call. It's on the thing on what they were saying, on what she was saying on her interview on yesterday, from where she had to come from a hurt place from where now she was healed. And I was like, yo, to be able to do that live on YouTube and everything like that, yo, that speaks value on yourself. It's like, yo, I know I fluffed up in life. But you know what? I don't want anybody else to go through the same stuff that I went through back in the day. And I take that thing into value. So yeah, on today. Hold on, y'all. Podcast, thanks for joining. And we will be back tomorrow for another Motivated to the Max. You guys have a great day.